Guys, welcome to Black Scout Survival Late Night Live, our live show. We've got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. I've got a lot of important facts. There's been lots of speculation, and I'm going to dive into it. So stick with me. It's going to be a lot we're going to cover. Now, we first want to talk about go down to New Orleans and talk about Shamsuddin Jabbar, right? This individual right here. There was a connection made last night in my video where I talked about this guy, as well as what we've come to find out, active duty Green Beret, both rented vehicles from the Turo app. And I always say where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So anyway, this individual right here also served during the same time at Fort Bragg with the Green Beret. So Jabbar here also served in Fort Bragg in around 2012 timeframe. They also were in Afghanistan around the same time. Both of them being Army veterans, and both of them renting vehicles on the same day. Now, here's an article where Jabbar in uniform here. He looks quite different, a lot younger. This guy was a staff sergeant during his time. Now, it's funny to me that the FBI now believes that Jabbar had no one else involved with him, because they were saying they had 3 to 4 individuals planning explosives in New Orleans. Now, they said this publicly. They stated this, right? They said they're looking at these individuals. They saw them placing IEDs. But let's summarize this for a minute. Let's summarize it. Now, what we have here is 2 vehicle attacks on the same day within hours of each other. Both vehicles rented through Turo. Both of them being veterans or current Army. Both of them served at the same base during the same time. Now, this could all be coincidence. It could be. It could be. But where there's smoke, there's fire. Anyway, let's talk about the Green Beret. Okay. U.S. Army Green Beret. Here's his LinkedIn here. Matt Livelsberger. He had served 19 years in the military. Now, a lot of people were saying today on my Instagram, because I posted this early this morning, and on YouTube, how did he get out at 19? He did not get out. He is currently he was an active duty member of the Army, okay, serving in Special Forces. Also had a guy blowing up my feed on Instagram today saying this guy was not Special Forces. I reached out to people that I knew. I know people in all realms. This guy is current Special Forces or was. Anyway, he has extensive military experience. Now, he went into, now let's backtrack. He was an all-star athlete in high school, okay? All-American, homegrown American, all-American kid. He joined the Army and then went into the 18 X-ray program. So he went from civilian direct into Special Forces. He goes to boot camp. He goes to Army Airborne School down at Fort Benning. When I was at Fort Benning attending Army Airborne School, I was a Marine, but we all attend that. Even Navy SEALs attend that. There were many people in that pipeline. Okay, so you'll go there, then you'll go through SFAS and then Q course and what have you. Okay, you can see here. There's articles of him at various times through his military career. Okay. So good all-American guy. Now he started out as a communications specialist, 18 Echo. Okay. You Army guys know what this is. He then became an intelligence specialist and team sergeant. I think initially he had signed up for weapons sergeant, but he went comms, intelligence, and then team sergeant. He also served as in CIF, Commanders and Extremist Force, which is essentially each Special Forces group has one CIF company. And unlike other Special Forces elements, these guys focus on unconventional warfare mission, direct action, stuff like that. They're resourced out and things like that. He was also ASOT qualified, Advanced Special Operations Techniques qualified. So this guy is not just, this guy is highly trained, ton of experience. He has deployments to the Congo, Ukraine, Afghanistan, multiple Afghanistan deployments, Tajikistan, you name it. He's got highly decorated guy, Bronze Stars, and at least one of those with Valor Award. So this is not just some random dude. This is a highly trained guy that knows what he's doing. Okay. Again, he was still actively employed by the Army, and he was working as a remote and autonomous systems manager. He only held this for 3 months leading up to this attack. Okay. Now, the Army's official statement from the U.S. Army spokesperson said that Matthew Allen Livelsberger enlisted in the Army in January 2006 and served until March 2011. After a short stint in the National Guard and Army Reserve, he came back on active duty Special Forces soldier in December 2012. At the time of his death, he was assigned to 10th Special Forces Group in Stuttgart, Germany. Now, what they're saying is he came home on approved leave, so he was on leave, to where he was stationed, rented a truck from Germany, where he was stationed, to Colorado, drove a truck down to Vegas with no forewarning. No one knew anything. No one that knew him said anything. Now, the explosion, as we've shown here, he used a Tesla truck. Probably a bad idea, or maybe it was intentional. I don't know. Here's a video from a distance of the explosion. It was triggered by fireworks, gasoline canisters, and camping fuel stored in the bed of a truck. Now, it was very hard to identify his remains. However, they did find his military ID and passport. Okay, so we got a military ID here. It survived, weirdly, but they also noticed his tattoos and were able to pick him up from there. Now, so there's been lots of ruckus about his wife today. Okay, so his wife apparently is on social media, this woman that appears to be his wife has posted lots of anti-Trump stuff going back to 2016. Now, the account that I found has not been active in quite some time, but she even wrote in an old Facebook comment saying that I follow Donald Trump's Twitter just to get my morning motivation to KIL someone. Let's go through some of this. So this was from 2015, Sarah Livelsberger, extreme leftist. We're going to go through the content here. So you can see here, she's posting back in 2015, LGBT flag. Look what this lady got in the mail as a surprise. Perks of being a registered Democrat. Excited woman. Hashtag, I can't wait to sight this baby on my truck. Stop bigotry. 2016, Donald Trump image. Here's a picture of him and her with the LGBT. I would definitely tell my wife not to put my picture on a flag of this unless I was cool with that. Anyway, but we go through here. This is way too much. If you don't like the F word, I don't recommend watching. This is when you face the fact that Donald Trump might be your next president. Try yelling FUCK, the FDA approved drug for election relief. So she's posting a lot of this stuff here. She's in 2016, April, she's posting about Elizabeth Warren. Gaslighting is BS and can be deadly no matter who's doing it. But this clip is nauseating. Okay. Donald Trump gaslighting us all, and so on and so forth. She also had pictures of him here with the dog. You notice here he doesn't have a full sleeve. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. He has a full sleeve tattoo, but here's another photo of her. I mean, she's a pretty attractive lady to be a liberal, in my opinion. That's not a common trait now, but I can actually do with all her posts. I can deal with all of them. Not even that bad, but this one blew the cake. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. She's a Cleveland Browns fan. That was where it went over the top for me. Over the top. Anyway, the thing is so people were posting about this woman. Even the news media were posting about this woman. But I found he has a Facebook, and this is him here, and you can tell by his left front tooth that looks like it's chipped or something to that effect. And he has more tattoos added here. But the tooth is the trademark key right here. But he goes by Matt Berg on here. Short. He apparently used Berg for short for his real name, Livelsberger. Now, you can't tell. Maybe the woman dyed her hair, but this does not look like the same lady to me. They also obviously just had a newborn child. This is from June 19th, 2024. And he's got this newborn child here. So I think maybe he was divorced and remarried. Now, the why, and let me show you this video real quick here.
Posted up, midnight red-eye flight. Sarah Beans. No Matty B.
Trying not to be weird.
Not to be weird.
Not allowed to be weird or embarrass him. They can't do that.
We're judging people in front of the walking thing where you can choose to walk, you can choose to stand still, you can choose to
pick a side, people. Pick a side.
You can walk aside it if you want some exercise and just be devoid of technology.
So again, I don't know if this is the same lady or not. I'm not sure. Okay. Now, Livelsberger's wife, they don't say if it's Sarah, they just say Livelsberger's wife, told investigators that her husband left home on Christmas, following allegations of infidelity. She told investigators he would not hurt anyone. The wife saying that he left on allegations of infidelity, but she still said he would not hurt anyone. Said that he was going to go camping in the Grand Canyon. That's what he told his wife. Now, he was found with a self-inflicted wound, a pew-pew to the head. He used a Desert Eagle, was found near his feet. But again, I don't know if this lady, Sarah, he's still married to, because in that account it said Sarah Wilson as well. So maybe that's his ex-wife, maybe that's his current wife. She just dyed her hair blonde. Who knows? But regardless, she did not like Donald Trump at all. But his uncle, let me see if I can find it. I had it here. Yeah. So his wife's huge leftist, but his uncle says he was a Rambo-type patriot who loved Donald Trump. So his uncle says that his nephew would post tons of patriotic stuff on his Facebook. So his Facebook that I showed is private, so I could not see the post. But he said his nephew posted pro-Donald Trump stuff all the time. He was a patriot. He also said that his nephew had extensive military background, focused on tech and engineering and his special forces training. He said he is skeptical that he was the sole entity behind Monday's explosion. He said Matt was a very skilled warrior, and he would be able to make, if it was him, and if he did this, he would be able to make a more sophisticated weapon. And I believe that as well. This is very basic, in my opinion. I would expect more from a team sergeant level, special forces Green Beret. Now, he said, if you ever read about things he was awarded, the experience he had, he said, this just doesn't make sense. The skills and abilities he has is something more or less, say, he would make something more, let's say, efficient. Now, I firmly believe that. Now, let me play this clip real quick here.
Now, further complicating this identification of this individual, we also discovered through the coroner's office that the individual had sustained a gunshot wound to the head prior to the detonation of the vehicle. One of the handguns was found at his feet inside of the vehicle.
So, biggest question. Teslas can drive themselves. Could someone have done this to him? Who was the last person to seen this man alive is what I want to know. I know that Elon Musk is sending engineers down there. Apparently, Teslas have black box recorders or something. He's pulling the video. I would not ever drive a Tesla now knowing that. I would never drive one knowing that. But the thing is that I want to know who's the last person in this guy alive. Did this happen before? Was he placed in there? Was this a complete setup? Now, this is tinfoil hat conspiracy theory stuff, but it just seems very odd to me. The connections between him and the New Orleans guy, him with his experience being a Trump-loving patriot, goes with a Tesla truck, Musk being Trump's right-hand man, to the Trump hotel. To me, this would be more of a message being sent. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Now, there's a lot of other stuff going on around the world too. 2025 is not a good start. And I say this all the time, things will get worse before they get worse. Everyone has taken, I'm telling you, everybody I follow, people I know have taken their foot off the gas. They're like, oh man, made in the shade, we can relax. No, not by far. Not by far. Now is the time. You better be prepared more than anything. It's the new year. New Year's resolutions are huge. Training, equipment, all that sort of stuff, physical fitness being the number one most paramount thing. And when I say physical fitness, I don't mean looking good. I mean, that's just a byproduct of being fit. We're talking about staying healthy, staying in shape, right? Eating the right foods, eating stuff, single ingredient foods, lifting weights, building muscle tissue, having this, all the studies that I've read. I'm sorry, I'm going down the rabbit hole for a second, on a tangent. I'm a nerd about this stuff. Okay. I'm not a nerd about much, but I am a nerd about this stuff. The key to longevity is keeping muscle tissue. Something happens to your body called sarcopenia, where the deterioration of muscle. It also happens with muscle wasting diseases like AIDS, HIV, cancer, these sort of things. These are muscle wasting diseases. So the main thing to stay healthy and stay strong is acquiring as much muscle tissue. Now, previously in my training, I did more of a CrossFit training, running, all this sort of stuff. Not that I don't run and things like that now, but I focus heavily on CrossFit trial and strength training. Not really so much hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is the training to build muscle and attain muscle. That's why I look different, because for the past few years, I've focused on building muscle tissue because I want longevity. Now, the thing is that you look at a lot of these guys, you look at older men that have a lot of muscle tissue, they can walk around and man, they look great. They look great. I see guys younger than me walk around frail, barely can walk, injuries, stuff like that. You have that muscle tissue that's a protectant to the body as well, like armor per se. Now, I want to give you guys a heads up on a promo with Black Forest, because they're doing a buy one, get one free, promise made, promise kept. But the biggest thing is NMN. Now, NMN is something that I take, and I want to do a test because I'm always testing. I've tested everything there is. And I want to do a test because once you get to a baseline of taking something, you get used to it. So I had been off of it for about a month and a half. And trust me, I can tell a significant difference. I can tell a significant difference. Even my blood pressure went up. So let me show you here. Joe Rogan and Andrew Huberman. Andrew Huberman is going to explain real quick, because I think Andrew Huberman is a genius. He was attacked by the left too, if you don't recall. Joe Rogan was too. Has been attacked by the left because of his protocols. Andrew Huberman as well.
Talking, I think last time we spoke about supplementation as it relates to, metabolic pathways. And one thing I've been tracking pretty closely is this whole, the NMN thing has now taken a
I was going to bring
different
that up
direction
before we wrap this
up. Yeah. So,
so let's explain NMN for people. It's a precursor for NAD+.
Right. So NAD is critical to energy production in all cells. Vital, and levels of NAD tend to go down as we age. It's an absolute requirement for cellular health and life. You need it. Some years ago, as David Sinclair came on this podcast and discussed that his laboratory is a tenured professor of genetics, Harvard Medical School, and other laboratories are starting to explore stimulating the NAD pathway as a tool for extending lifespan in mice, and that there were.
So I'm going to show a clip here real quick of David Sinclair when he was first on Rogan.
Compound all those things together?
Exactly. Right. So you asked about myself. So I eat healthy. I try to skip meals. I also take supplements. And in fact, most of my colleagues are in the field of aging, or anti-aging as people call it. So I take NMN every morning.
What is NMN?
Good question. So let me take it.
So NMN is the precursor to NAD+, and it's phenomenal. It's great. And you heard Andrew Huberman talking about the studies. It's the most studied supplement. The FDA tried to ban it. If you recall, we talked about that quite a bit. But anyway, while you can, man, you can get Promise Made, Promise Kept, buy one, get one free store wide. NMN, Tomcat Ali. We got a bundle on here that I promote, and you can check all those out. All of these are good. I actually take all of them. So NR right here, spermidine I'm taking, turkesterone, I take it all good stuff. Go get it at the link below. Now, the reason why I'm saying you can be prepared, man, because this is just what we've talking about is just icing on the cake, and I believe more things will come. And we have sleeper cells waking up, but also there were at least 10 people injured in a mass shooting last night outside a nightclub in Queens. Okay, what they're calling a mass shooting. Gunfire erupted near a nightclub in Jamaica just before 11:20 p.m. Then today in my state, in Greenville County, the sheriff's office had shut it down. The governor, Henry Master, shut down I-85 because of a bomb threat. It was shut down. It had a backup near exit 44 near White Horse in Greenville, and it lasted more than 4 hours. They sent SWAT there. They sent bomb squad there, and the guy was arrested. But it was a driver of a tractor trailer, and he had a suspicious package. So in my state, even, dude, this kind of junk's happening. But then Montenegro, 10 people were killed last night, including 2 children, and 4 others were wounded in a shooting on outside of a bar brawl. Okay, so these things are getting a lot more kinetic, guys. A lot more kinetic. I think that, and that's just some of them, man. There's even more than that. Even more than that. I even heard today that they sent bomb squad to the Capitol. Now, I couldn't find any more information about that. That's why I'm not even going to talk in depth about it, because they shut that. Whenever that was released, they shut it down. They shut it down. So to me, probably something happened. They don't want us to know about it. They don't want us to know about anything. They cover and hide everything. Half of what you hear, half of that is lies. Okay. And it's just the way it is. Again, I wanted to share this information about this situation with these 2 Army guys. I have no idea what the hell's going on. Do you think it's just an infidelity thing? Could have been set up? Is there a connection between the 2? Are there ISIS cells? Has he been converted? Is there something happening? More of this could possibly be coming, especially coming closer to Inauguration Day. I want to know your thoughts, guys, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think this is, or if you have any other information. And guys, go hit the link below. Buy one, get one free. Get ready, get prepared, because you can't wait until the moment to get prepared, to get ready. It's too late then. You can't go to the store and buy a fire extinguisher when your house is on fire. Anyway, guys, I do appreciate you hanging out with me. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me a lot. Remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.